the stronger party, the aggressor, will wish to take territory also of other countries. That's why the attempts for peace are most welcome, but not any peace that will create negative precedents. Thank you.
Thank you. Question for the Prime Minister of Spain.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Prime Minister, about Gaza, after participating at the meeting in Egypt at the ceremony for the signature on the peace treaty, what do you think about what will happen then with regard to the ceasefire? And do you think that the responsibility for what's happening is on one side or the other? Turning to other matters that you have been dealing with at this meeting, climate change and competitiveness, have you been able to bring up your proposal about putting a stop to the change in time when it's winter or summertime, that bi-yearly change from the clock? Do you think you will get sufficient support for the climate emergency funding will be considered to be a part of the budget, despite the fact that there is reluctance there? Let me talk about your first question. I think no matter what has happened or where the responsibility lies, it is important to go back to that position when that ceasefire was signed, so that we can, of course, move forward with all of the points in that agreement to be able to get that lasting and just peace in the Middle East. We would like the ceasefire to be respected, to hold. And also, there should be entry of humanitarian aid into Gaza. It is not yet guaranteed as it should be. And lastly, we want to make sure that we move towards that peaceful solution between Palestine and Israel, the two states. And as you've said yourself, we have put forward a proposal. It is the Environment and Energy Council that is looking at that proposal to end twice-yearly clock changes. And I believe there are a number of arguments that would vouch for that proposal. There's also a 2019 resolution from the European Parliament, which should be, of course, met and implemented. And all of the scientific studies, and as well as the population, 84%, I think, believe, of all of the population in the European Union is in favor of this. And then, as I said, scientific studies, more than 40 studies, have demonstrated that there is no sufficient energy saving here that would justify a measure like this. So no matter which kind of seasonal time you would like, the idea is to put an end to it because of science and because of the support. And of course, the European Parliament also supported this back in 2019. The last question. Look, I think the government of Spain has been absolutely clear on this. The argument that we have put forward about the euros, about the 2%, the GDP spending on defence, we are saying that 13% should be earmarked for everything to do with the climate emergency and civil protection, because adaptation policies have to address floods and the effects of climate change on the territory, the effects of the climate emergency. So going beyond your question here, I would say that Spain is absolutely clear on this point, that some of these policies should be covered as policies linked to security and defence, and that is what the government believes, and I think it's in agreement with the EU and NATO.
Thank you very much. And now a question for the President